Welcome to Retirement with Jim. So today it's time to revisit when it's time to retire. So before we get started, if you like my channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps my channel grow. Along with that, feel free to leave comments. Love to hear from you. Okay, so many say that 65 is the perfect age to retire at. And they say that because you already can sign up for Medicare and you're taking care of your medical cost at the same time when you retire. Excuse me. There was a study done by Money Magazine, and it was saying 63 is an ideal age, and I kind of think that 65 is probably a closer and a better age, simply because, yes, you do have your medical to consider, and you wouldn't have to worry about covering that, taking out a separate policy. And let's face it, you can't go without insurance. And so it's important. That's 2 years. You would have to find a way to cover that. It's not hard. It's just that it's really just a money matter thing. Put the amount of the policy in your budget, and there you go. It's a done deal. But 65, you can say to yourself, I should have enough money saved. You're near the end when you would retire if you were going to full retirement age. So you should be pretty well set from a financial standpoint, or at least, comfortable. If not, then maybe, you need to work a few more years and keep, sacking, that money away, socking it away, and, putting yourself in a better position. But the next one is probably a really important one, and that's you're young enough and healthy enough to enjoy, your retirement. Let's face it, you want to be able to, once you retire, you want to be able to do the things you want to do, whether it's traveling, getting out and being active when you're healthy enough to really enjoy, the most out of it. So it's really an important thing. Before that, the next thing is you probably maybe somewhere, maybe slightly before 60, you might want to have converted some of your 401k to a Roth 401k. Take the conversion. And the reason for that is you can have that money available, especially after 59 and a half. You've got no tax implications on it. You can get that without it, really hurting you tax-wise. So it's a good thing to do. So another thing is, turn down the noise that's out there. The stock market and all the things that are wrong, and the challenges with the tariffs and all that going on. Turn that down. It's noise. Is it going to fix itself and right the ship? Yes, in due time, it will course correct, and the Wall Street will be back on track. And so, all of that runs in cycles. So with that having been said, it's probably just good to tune that out and don't let that frighten you into, it's time to retire, and enjoy the retirement and just get out of that. Do you really want to keep working? I doubt it, unless you really love your job. And most of us are not necessarily in that category. There are a few people that do love what they do and no plans to retire. I know I was not one of them. Next thing is, you have your financial plan. But there's two plans. It's a financial plan, and then it's a plan for retirement. What are you going to do in retirement? What you're going to do with your time? So if your financial plan is set, and it probably pretty well should be, or has been in place for a while, really the next important step is, what are you doing with the time? Are you working to, fill that time? And you think about the time. It's like a job. You're working 8 hours a day. Well, you got 8 hours of time. You actually have more. You're 24/7. So you got to ask yourself, what are you going to do at that time? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? What are you going to enjoy? So it's time to, have some thought about what you're going to do in retirement. You don't want to just retire and have no thought about what you're going to do. Makes sense to have a plan. And next up is your health. How is your health? So is your health good enough where you can say, okay, I can either, I can be comfortable about retiring because I don't feel like I'm going to have any health issues, and you can enjoy doing the things you want to do. You know, so along with that, you want to be able to say, what's your long-term health plans? What's your family history? You know, so you can kind of have an idea of what you want to do and how your health is going to affect your retirement. You're in poor health. Is it time to retire just simply because you want to enjoy at least some of those latter years, and you don't want to miss out on retirement altogether? You don't want to work until you die, or your health is really poor and you really miss out on enjoying, what you can do with your retirement. Along with that, don't isolate. A lot of people, they go into retirement. Do you have relationships, friends, family that you spend time with? That's an important factor because you want to be able to enjoy, your retirement. And your retirement means it's spending time with others and enjoying what you do with other people. It's important to have a good amount of friends and a family that you can enjoy, whether it's spending time with, children, grandchildren, your family, and just friends. Some people, once you retire, they're not going to be around, because they're still working. But you've got to have that group of friends that you can go to and that you can always rely on to be there. They've known you all your life. You've known them. You want to be able to enjoy those relationships. So you want to be able to, at this time, turn down, like I said, turn down the noise, forget about what's going on in the world. But do you have those things? Do you have your plans ready? Financial and time wise, two very important things. So with that, I'm going to tell you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.